listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
Hey guys, this is Ian.
I'm Daryl.
And this is The Announcer's Table, presented by RingIcon.com. And today we have Michael Cross on.
Yep, it's Interview Wednesday, and we have Michael Cross on. Michael Cross, how you doing today, sir?
Oh, wonderful, sir. And you guys?
Oh, doing great.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Doing great.
So.
We excited. Ian and I was talking about it, and we've been looking forward to getting you on the show and finding out what you got going on and things like that. We're going to get some videos playing for you in the background. Right now we have his profile up on RingIcon.com. So make sure y'all go to RingIcon.com, check out Michael Cross's profile. Y'all can learn a lot of interesting stuff about him. We got a little highlight reel going in the background, playing for you so y'all can see how he works and what he looks like. So Michael, let me ask you, how long have you been wrestling?
This September will be 15 years.
Wow, it's a long time.
That is. So,
I feel every day of it.
yeah. Who trained you back in the day?
Well, I was like a lot of other guys. I started off wrong. I had a guy by the name of Rooster see me playing in a ring and said, "Hey, man, I got a show in Alabama. You need to come start wrestling for me. You're ready." And then luckily, not long after that, some guys like C.C. Devlin, Dean Christian, Mark Payne, a few other guys grabbed me up and said, "Hey, man, you want to learn? You know, come on this day to this location. We're going to teach you."
Yeah.
Luckily, I had those guys pulling for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about C.C. Devlin the other day in one of the shows. We was talking about his gimmick.
So.
Yeah, CC's a cool guy. When I was younger, I actually spent more time living on his couch, I think, than I did in my bedroom.
Yeah. Well, other than wrestling, you do make gear for wrestlers. You know, how is that going?
It's going pretty wonderful. As long as the U.S. mail works with me pretty well, I do all right. I ship stuff all over the country. That's actually the main thing I do right now. I make gear more than I wrestle anymore. I pretty much go to wrestling events to drop off stuff or to see some of the guys and hang out. If they need somebody, I'll do a match. But for the past several months, I'm not taking any bookings. I'm actually just now starting back taking a few regular bookings.
Yeah.
All right, well, Michael, we're going to jump into some questions. Like I told you before, Ian and I will go back and forth on the questions. Just tell us your thoughts and opinions on the questions and what you think, and we'll discuss a couple of them. I'll start off with the first question. What is your favorite gimmick match?
Oh, hands down, easily a dog collar match. They're my favorite to watch. They're my favorite to be in. A dog collar match with Sean Clark actually got me put in a wrestling magazine that was published in Japan. From what I understand, the only wrestling magazine in Japan, if I got my information correct.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
They weren't there to see us. It was one of Abdullah's last matches, and they happened to get a few pictures of us while they were there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Well, if you could wrestle anyone, living or dead, who would it be?
The same answer that's probably going to be to a lot of the questions if they're like this. William Regal.
Yeah, William Regal. I mean, he's done a lot for the business. I mean, he kind of gets thrown under the bus a couple times with WWE out in the ring, of course, but I mean, in the back, he's got a lot going on.
Well, he has that real kind of brutal, in-your-face, smash mouth kind of style of wrestling, and you. I mean, I've seen you wrestle lots of times throughout the years, and you kind of have that same smash style of wrestling, just like him.
Yeah.
I study him as much as I can. I adore the fact that he can go from reversing any reversal, putting on any hold properly, and then when it comes down to it, when a match gets heated, he'll knock your teeth out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now, who is your favorite wrestler?
Same answer.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was going to be.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, those may as well be the same question. If someone's one match that they would love to have wasn't with their favorite wrestler, they may be a little confused.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, do you have a favorite wrestling moment, either personally or professionally?
For me personally, it's something I used to get whenever I was on the road hitting different towns all the time. Whenever you go back to a town you haven't been to in forever, and the promoter and the booker have faith in you, and they put you in a spot to where the crowd's going to need to remember who you are to be a surprise. And, you know, me personally, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, these guys aren't going to remember me. Who am I? And then you go out the curtain, and when you do, everybody in the building remembers you from a few years ago. And it just, it'll make the hair stand up on your back of your neck.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Michael, let me ask you, what is your most embarrassing moment in the ring?
It's actually happened more than once. A lot of towns have wrestling buildings that have the slick concrete floors, and several of them don't exactly have the best roofs, or they have some fans that are a little clumsy with their drinks. You got to take off to the ring to save your buddy, running just as fast as you can, being a fat guy, and about the time you realize there's a puddle, you kind of land on your face at the same time.
I can't imagine that'd be too fun.
Yeah, I think I've done that once at CWA back in the day, but
Oh yeah, you gotta love how it goes from they see you coming out the curtain and there's all the excitement and screaming, and then there's a loud splat, and it turns to laughter.
Yep. Well, I think at CWA it was the ramp we built was we didn't put some type of, you know, sticky
it was
something on it.
slick.
Yeah. So you had to be careful on the ramp, but
CWA, that was the location in the Shrine, correct?
Yeah, that was Scott's show.
I used to be bad about jumping up on the ropes there and accidentally punching a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Pretty small place.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Well, what would be your favorite wrestling move or finisher?
Well, I always answer this question the same way, no matter who asks me. It's because of an article I read once where someone was doing an interview like this with Roddy Piper. Whatever works. It's hard to have a favorite move. You know, whatever works at the moment, whatever either gets the match over.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I can see
A
that.
big win, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the idea of being one-dimensional, having to fall back on just one small set of moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let me ask you this. Now, I'm going to ask you, who's your favorite champion of all time? And it doesn't have to be heavyweight champion. It can be tag team champion, hardcore champions, United States champion, any championship ever. Who's your favorite champion of all time?
I would have to go down to some mid-card champions, like the old NWA TV title, some Arn Anderson or Mike Rotunda, guys like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, I'd rather watch the mid-card or the other card guys any day of the week. Because, you know, to me, they're trying harder, they're keeping things fresh, trying to capture everybody's eyes, trying to get the spotlight on them to work their way up the ladder.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can agree with that.
So you're saying that John Cena as the WWE champion isn't your favorite?
Well, him or I honestly don't even know who has the world title.
I think it's Alberto Del Rio right now.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio.
But
Yeah, I mean, it's just too often the guys that are
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, with WWE right now, it's kind of like, well, if John Cena doesn't have the title, what do you do with him? So it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I don't see him
pretty
beating
bad.
him.
But
He'd have trouble selling that new shirt, that's for sure.
yeah. Well, if you could say, and that kind of leads into this next question pretty well, which is if you could say that somebody was overrated or underrated, who would that be?
Well, I mean, obviously, we all know what guys are overrated. People gripe about that on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
But underrated, I mean, you got guys like, of course, we talked about him earlier, Regal, Arn Anderson, horribly underrated.
Yeah.
Al Snow was one of the most underrated guys around. He had charisma and talent out the wazoo, and they gave him a head.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is the past couple of weeks we've talked about Al Snow in our gimmick builder segments.
So.
All right, let me ask you, what's your favorite tag team or stable?
Well, stables have kind of gotten old to me, and too many people have the same answers on that. I guess. I mean, a lot of people would say the Horsemen, the Freebirds. Me personally, it would have been the Dangerous Alliance, but But as far as tag teams go, hands down, my favorite tag team ever was Arn and Ole Anderson.
There you go.
And the guys were just the most brutal, break your arm heels I've ever seen.
Yeah, they some bad dudes back in the day.
Neither one of them are active, and I wouldn't want to cross either of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would either.
Yeah, nowadays, I mean, Arn is a lot. He's more involved in the back of WWE, and you see him in a lot of the interviews and things like that. And he definitely tells it like it is.
Yeah, could you imagine sitting down and having like a 5-10 minute conversation with him? The things you could probably learn. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, our last question with our 10 questions is, can you think of a catchphrase that would be, stick in your mind, or that would be your favorite catchphrase?
Well, I mean, really, I'm having trouble having one to really stand out for me. I guess I'm just going to go with the first one I thought of, the Job Squad. Pin me, pay me. That was the most controversial catchphrase for so long.
What was the catchphrase again?
Pin me, pay me.
Oh, pin me, pay me. Yeah, now now I remember wasn't Steven Richards in Job Squad?
Yeah.
With,
it was him, the Blue Meanie. I forget who else.
Yeah.
To me, that was a funny gimmick. I liked it. All right, now, Michael, that ends our 10 questions. What do you have coming up? Do you have anything coming up?
I'm pretty sure that this will already have happened by the time this airs. I'm going up to Sublignant tonight. On August the 3rd, I've got promotion in Cartersville is having a show. They're doing a big lethal lottery, not announcing much of anybody who's going to be there. I understand there's a couple of big surprises coming in. Maybe heading out to Cornelia in a couple of weeks to promotion OSWA.
Yeah, we've talked with OSWA, and I think we're going to go out there sometime in the next couple shows. We really want to get out there and meet some of the guys out there.
If you get a chance, go to one of their Dollar Mania shows. It's not a wrestling show. It's more of a Comic-Con type thing. I went and visited a couple of weeks ago when they did one, and it was hilarious. They had reenactments from scenes of Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, all kinds of stuff like that. The guys dressed up, and they have the big projectors in the background showing the scenes that they're redoing. It's pretty cool. Of course, the show ended with Dirty Dancing, which was one of the guys came out and they had put a guy in the corner named Taco. Nobody puts Taco in the corner, and every mom in the place went crazy. Loudest pop I've heard of the show in months.
That's funny.
Yeah, we'll have to take our camera up there and film some stuff when we go up.
Yeah.
Is there,
it's a good place. It's a lot of young guys.
Is there any way people can get in touch with you about gear if they're interested in gear?
As of right now, the best way to get in touch with me here is through my Facebook. Just look for me on there. Or on Ring Icon and get a hold of me on there.
Yeah.
I'm into work, so trying to get a website together. I was actually going to contact Ian after the interview was over.
Yeah, we'll work on something with that.
Yeah, we can definitely. Ian's definitely good at that stuff. So.
Yeah, we've got a few new things going on. We've got a few new products that we've been working on doing. Everybody's loving. I've started taking Green Dot, PayPal. I got a credit card reader now the other day. Before it was strictly cash only, and now things seem to be moving up and forward for us. So.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm definitely glad that you're able to take a lot of different payments now, so that more guys can have different options.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Well, I finally had people that just would not go any way other than PayPal.
Yeah.
So, well, Michael, we want to thank you for being on the show, man. And good luck in your gear making, and good luck in your wrestling you got coming up. And I know Ian and I will see you at future shows. And I mean, personally, we've known you for quite a while, and I get excited when I see you're on the card and you're going to wrestle. I like watching you wrestle. So
yeah, definitely.
Oh well, thank you.
Well, I mean,
it's always good to hear that somebody's still excited and not looking at it like, oh man, not that guy again.
No, and I mean, beyond wrestling, you're really good with the microphone. We've talked about mic skills in the past, and one thing I was never good at was with a microphone. And so, when you grab a microphone, you always come off really confident in your mic skills. So, it's definitely something that helps build your gimmick.
It's just something you've got to be able to do if you're going to travel around and you're going to do all these different places and you want to get a good spot on these shows. You've got to be able to talk. I run across so many people at all these shows that, I try to get them on the microphone, and I've had people literally push the microphone away and scream no.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I ever did that, but you just... After one or two times on the microphone, I think they didn't want to give me the mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, I just...
All right, well, thanks for doing the show, Michael, and we'll be talking to you later, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys. You two have a wonderful day.
You too,
Thank
sir.
you.
Well, that was Michael Cross. I think that went pretty good.
Yeah,
he is a phenomenal wrestler. I mean, you can see him working back here in the back. That's him right there.
Yeah.
Getting beat up right now.
Yeah,
but
Sean Clark, Sean Clark is also on ringicon.com.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure we'll have an interview with him coming up sometime. Michael Cross does make gear. I've seen a lot of his gear. He makes his own gear. He's wearing some right now.
Yeah, so he does singlets, he does full tights, he does...
He actually makes masks. He's in the process of making a mask for Garrett.
Yeah.
So Garrett saw a mask. I was scrolling through some stuff. Garrett saw one. And he's like, I want that, Dad. And I'm like, all right. So I contacted Michael, and I was like, hey, I want to get a mask made for Garrett. And then I asked Garrett, I'm like, Garrett, what colors you want? He goes, white and green. So Michael's in the process of making me a white and green kid's mask for my son.
That's awesome.
And so, I mean, because a lot of these people we're actually friends with, and know, like Michael we know. Some of the other people we've interviewed we've known personally, and we've known Michael for quite a few years.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a really cool guy. He's a good family man. He has a couple of kids, a nice wife who helps him make the gear, and so I mean, I'm glad we finally got him on the show and was able to talk to him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said previously, I mean, he's one of the guys that helped train me in wrestling. So I appreciate everything he's done for me.
Yeah, and if you ever get a chance, if you're in North Georgia and he happens to be on the card, go check it out. I mean, he's definitely worth watching. He's good on the microphone, great on the microphone. He's a good wrestler. I mean, check him out. If you're a wrestler, you need some gear, contact him. You know, he'll tell you his prices. We'll put a link for his Facebook, and obviously his profile is on ringicon.com. So shoot him a message, let him know. If y'all have any ideas for future guests, if you're a wrestler and you want to be a future guest, let us know. Send us a message, send either myself or Ian a message on Ring Icon. We'll look it up. We'll give you a call. We'll plan out a time we can do it, and we'll get it going. Yeah,
and if you want to see the videos that we had playing, you can either go to Ring Icon or youtube.com/ringicon and look for our playlist that we created that was Michael Cross, or you can go on Michael Cross's YouTube, which is mcross269. So you can check him out. So
all right. Well, thanks for coming to interview Wednesday, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. See ya.